nose to the grindstone each and every day. We work our fingers to the bone just to gain some pay. For crew member Dale Moore, laying out the 165 lineal feet of garage walls poses a challenge. Because with only manpower to move these massive 2x6 walls at 11 feet tall, he is forced to make an educated guess on how big each section should be. Too big and the walls become unmanageable. Too small and it adds more pieces to the puzzle, chewing into precious labor time. For a house of this magnitude, there is no such thing as pre-cut studs. With walls in excess of 11 feet tall, these carpenters will cut each and every one. And they will all take part in the burden of cutting over 1,000 studs. And that's just the first floor. On the average and on any given day, a carpenter can spend up to 80% of his day in the bent over position, causing mass amounts of strain on the lower back. But luckily, there is relief, because the remaining 20% of his day is in the upright position, hauling mass amounts of lumber on his shoulders. But for carpenters Drew Bittner, Billy Richards, and Alan Elkins, it's just another day at the office. With walls exceeding 11 foot tall, every stud bay has to be solid blocked.
Walls are being sheeted with 3/4 plywood. What that does is it strengthens the building. It secures it, keeps it all square so it's all swayed. And when it's all locked together, the building is a complete structure.
This house is sheeted in 3/4 inch CDX plywood. Front to back, top to bottom, and side to side.
Put the Typar on the walls for two reasons. It's supposed to be for air infiltration, and it's supposed to let air, not air in, but moisture breathe out. And another reason is because condensation behind the brick can get behind the brick and between the wall, and it gives it a spot to run down without touching the brick itself.
Garage walls laid out on the deck behind me. I started to assemble them, and we're just getting ready to put up some more.
For ease of handling, the garage walls are broken into 12-foot sections, and each one can weigh in excess of 600 pounds. So for the 5-man crew of carpenters, negotiating the ice and snow can be treacherous. wall is hoisted atop of the foundation and carefully aligned with the anchor bolts below, and then pushed up into place. The entry side of the garage is so massive that the 50-foot wall has been broken down into 12 components. The crew prepares an arsenal of ladders in anticipation to hoist up one of the massive LVL header components. The crew works tirelessly through 4.5 hours of back-breaking labor. With the sun setting and a winter storm watch looming, the crew diligently presses forward. As each section is erected, a temporary set of braces known as an A-frame is installed.
Got the exterior garage walls all built. The size of the garage is about 1,500 square feet. I mean, that's like the equivalent of the footprint of a 3,000 square foot two-story home. The walls are 12 feet from grade, 2x6, and 3/4 inch sheathing on the walls. So it's a big garage.
For carpenters Drew Bittner and Dale Moore, the availability of a crane makes landing the 26-foot-long 2x10 Douglas fir joists easy.
It's another cold, snowy morning. We got here and it was 6 below, which is pretty warm because the last 2 days we lost work. It was minus 14 and minus 17, and with the wind chill it was like 35, 40 below. So we lost 2 days, but got here and had about 4 to 6 inches of new snow. And right now we're just unburying. I'm going to hop up on top of the ceiling joist and get our walls cleaned off and just kind of unburying ourselves today.
There's a cold wind blowing on me.
With winter officially set in, the crew feels the stranglehold of Mother Nature, cinching her tight grip down on the project. For crew members Al Elkins and Billy Richers, spreading the 26-foot-long 2x10 Douglas fir joist is a strenuous task. Each floor joist weighs 175 pounds. There are 45 ceiling joists on the garage. That is a whopping total of 7,875 pounds that Al and Billy moved, all before lunch.